ask me if I care about this shit, cause I don't give a shit. If I had $1 for every time they said I gave a shit, I'd be broke, cause I don't give a shit. I'm not loyal to anybody, I'm a demon. I have no loyalty for anyone. Never did, never will. Straight gas and cutting straight to the bricks. Ha ha. Popped a perk 30, got straight to fucking. Popped a old garbanzo bean. Fuck you mean. I'm sick in the head. Y'all can't fuck with me. This shit ain't nothing to me, you stupid piece of shit. We're smoking filtered crack, you stupid piece of shit. Shorty chose to be with a demon, sounds like her problem to me. She spread it and let me take a deep sniff of that slime. That coochie yummy slime, that coochie doing it for me slime. I don't give a fuck if I go blind, I'll have to stun on them next time. Straight gas and cutting straight to the bricks. Ha ha. Popped a perk 30, got straight to fucking. Popped a whole garbanzo bean. Fuck you mean. Ha ha. I'm sick in the head. Y'all can't fuck with me. You can't trust me. I don't even trust myself. Ah! I don't know who I am anymore. I'm getting too much money. Do a begathon where tip me and do this and do that. We're not doing that. It's business as usual here on DSP Gaming. We play games, we have fun. If you guys like it, you support it. The week is going slow. Tough through it. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing. Tips very low now.
All right, mic check.
Tips very low right now.
Yeah, I think
the week is going.
I'm thinking we're back.
It gets to me. My life is ruined. This is how I'm doing. The losers out there who thinks that they know shit, kiss my fucking ass and eat my right now. A full podcast booked, full gameplay streams booked. Everything's booked. Everything's booked. Can't do anything crazy. And I don't even have enough to buy groceries.
All right, I'm thinking we're live.
The week is going slow.
Damn, I got home just in time, man. I got home like less than 5 minutes ago. Legit.
Tips
It's
very
a real speed run.
But I've noticed tips very low right now. The week is going slow.
And thankfully this time the guy is not on time as usual.
This is how I'm doing.
So good. Today he's gonna be crying about a lot more Baldur's Gate because somebody stole something from him again, and he's gonna go super baby mode. So get ready for that. And then if I get drunk enough, we might recap the stuff from yesterday. And 1 Minute Man not contributing on schedule, which got him upset, I think.
So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing. Please the peel in my mouth. Tasty banana in my mouth. I need banana in my mouth. Tasty banana. It comes in denim. Squeeze the banana. Squeeze the banana. Squeeze the banana.
Alright, I'm thinking all is good. Everything's pretty much ready.
Squeeze the banana. Squeeze.
Or is it? I think it is.
Squeeze the banana. Put banana in my
Big ups Elizabeth on 11 months, dude.
robust, shove it in my butt. Tangy zip, safe to swallow. Tip. Yummy. Thanks for the money, gummies. It looks so funny. Please the peel. Why are you guys talking about tasty banana song? Squeeze the banana. Squeeze the banana. Squeeze the banana. Tasty bananas.
Alright, right, let's open up his place. So DSP Gaming. Let's see. Oh my god, we're gonna talk about this again. I hate this. What is his schedule? Okay, let's end the thing. Let's end the music segment. So, good day to everybody except P. Diddy and Darkside Phil. And Rich. Oh no, I want to recap the latest Rich drama development. Because the dude was using sock accounts, well, at least one sock account, to send tips to his ex-boyfriend, Jay. And then he got busted. He got busted for it because, you know, PayPal says your email. And apparently Rich didn't know that. So that happened. It was so fucking funny. He LARPed as some girl. Very funny. And just as funny as this riff. I'm gonna go get some beer. Let's see if we get a cold open. And we're gonna get it because it's a drama-themed stream.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
It's gonna be one of those days.
Yep.
After
well, you don't want to wake up. Everything is fucked. Everybody sucks.
Sessions I've ever experienced during yesterday's Baldur's Gate 3 stream. After 130 hours of playing this game, it resulted in the possibility of me losing a critical item that I needed to continue to use one of my characters. At this point, this seems like me ranting about the game in the end game has become a regular occurrence. I can totally understand if you're not interested. But if you are, stick around, because I've got a lot to say.
I'm not interested, and I'll still stick around. Because there's gonna be a lot of fucking salt. Oh man, he's gonna be so salty about this. The game cheated him again out of some item or something. I don't even know, man. It's been stupid. Because he posted it here. Let's see if we're gonna have time for this. He posted this on the community schedule post. I watched back the video and I have lost my legendary spear in Baldur's Gate 3 due to a game bug. Today was by far one of the buggiest days I've ever encountered in a video game. Ever! I'll expand this on the podcast in the morning, so let's get to that.
Tuesday, the 26th of March, 2024. I am Phil I am. And I am here.
Wait, what?
For the show.
What?
We are continuing on.
What was that intro? I am Phil I am.
RP.
Is he a member of the Black Eyed
Oh,
Peas?
excuse me.
And
RPG overload.
took him. Why did it take him so long to pull up this image?
Absolute best. Okay.
He was gin storming like 5 seconds.
Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. The good news is we are on pace to finish these games this week. In fact, if we stay at the same pacing that we've been at, I'll probably beat them both on Friday. And I know that's crazy. Like, wait, what? It's going to be perfect timing to finish them both on Friday? Yeah, maybe. All right? But let me tell you guys something. All right? And again, you know me, I'm honest.
Tell me something, brother.
I also don't irrationally hate things for clickbait views.
Oh, yes, of course. That has never happened.
The more we go into Baldur's Gate 3 Endgame, the more I dislike this game. All right? And this is a game that I understand is something that attempted to do something probably never done in any kind of an RPG before. It tried to make an unmatched, insane amount of quantity while still maintaining a certain level of production value and quality in a retail gaming experience. You know, this is not a game that you paid $400 to play, although some people might very well say that's a justified price tag for the amount of content in the game. Okay? But man, after yesterday's stream, the entire stream was like a comedy of errors. And as much as I'd like to admit that sometimes I'm the one making the mistakes, yesterday was just atrocious. Okay? Simply using game mechanics that have worked the entirety of the game led to failure and disaster. Bugs, glitches, horrible design choices, frozen characters, screens teleporting back and forth between two rooms when I wasn't even in a room involved in something. It was just nonsense. Okay? And it all culminated at the very end of that session with me ultimately looking to lose a legendary weapon that is essential for the build of my character Karlach. And if it doesn't exist anymore, basically she's going to be nearly worthless. All right? Because there's really no way to replace
Bro, we didn't even get like a weather check. We're right into the drama.
No,
immediately.
It's just a wonky game engine. And that's sad. Because a game with this many moving parts, there's so much to keep track of. I can understand when every once in a while something goes wrong. In fact, I can understand if like every third of the time something random happens and you're not expecting it. But when you're in the end game and you have a situation where you've built a character over the course of 130 hours and everything you've done has worked towards this character's build, and basically this character is so good, they've single-handedly been the reason you have won endgame challenging boss fights like the Raphael fight. And then to say, oh,
Hey, wait, is the Ninja Turtles in this game? Wow, I love this game now.
Variable that's going to cause chaos, and now an item will literally be yeeted from existence, fingers snapped out of the game engine, is completely unacceptable. You know, last week I ranted about a character in my party leaving and taking all his equipment with him. Now, you can argue that's the result of my choices in the game. Fair enough. I just don't like the way that he walks out of the game with no way to get those items back and no opportunity to even know that he's about to leave. In this case, I didn't do anything wrong. It's just the game engine that's causing me strife, and it looks like at the very end of the game is going to screw me over, and now we've got to pull a last-minute audible to figure out how to remedy the situation. In fact, it's so funny because literally right now, no one can concretely tell me what actually happened, nor is anyone sure if that spear actually exists or not in the game world. A lot of people are under the impression it's gone, and others are like, maybe it's hidden. So we got to try to figure this out as we play today. It's just a mess.
Bro,
and
this
the
is...
fact is, for a game that...
This is the worst segment already.
The year, for a game that's supposed to be adhering to a very strict rule set of D&D, it shouldn't be a variable of, we don't know what happened. It should be very distinct and easy to figure out.
D&D, what's that? Den heads and donations?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with that style of gaming.
Today, we are going to talk all about yesterday's disaster.
So did 1 Minute Man not tip at all yesterday, or he just came late?
Built up to the
That's what I don't know.
And now what to do moving forward. Good news is we're in the final hour, right? It's in the we're running to the end zone. We're almost there. We're going to finish this game in just a few days, and then finally we'll be done with it. We can say enough, because I'll be honest, like, I've enjoyed the game. There's no way I would have played a game for 130 plus hours if I wasn't overall enjoying myself. I want to make that clear. But I also feel like this game basically got an insane amount of passes when other games would have been judged very harshly for the problems that this game has, because there was this humongous...
Yeah, well, this has been his narrative since day one. And he's so happy that it finally got validated, because he got a bug in the video game. And now he's gonna be using that against you for until the end of time. I hope you get used to it. He's never gonna shut up about this.
Essentially the longest retail game possible. I don't think I've ever played a video game before where I paid regular retail price and got this much content out of it.
I don't think you ever played a video game before, period.
It's not go grind.
Might be your first one.
It's all unique. That's a huge undertaking and a huge accomplishment in my opinion. But FYI, I'm sorry. I do feel like this game is overhyped, is overpraised. It has these wonky problems, these jankiness to the game engine. The problem that it's just so complex.
I hate it when he says the game engine. Bro, you got no idea what a game engine actually is.
And that's the point I'm at. Like, after yesterday, I'm at my wit's end with this game. I just want it to end so we can say, it's done, I've done it, move on. And that's not good. You shouldn't have that feeling when you've invested 130 hours into a game that won game of the year. You shouldn't have a feeling of incredible exhaustion and just wanting to move on at the end of it. And I do. And that's my honest take. And listen, I'm sure there's tons of people out there who don't have that feeling.
Oh yeah, this is the part where he tells you can disagree
I can
before he asserts his opinion as fact.
My thoughts from my personal experience. This game fell apart in the third act. It really did. Like, there's so many problems we've had in this third act, and this is just the icing on the cake now. That it's hard to recommend someone invest this much time into a game that at the end can ruin you because it decides to. You know what I mean? So anyway.
Hey, what's up, Forever 901? I had a stream scheduled for earlier today, but I got the early stream schedule syndrome. When I schedule it way too early and then something comes up and then I can't do it. So like the big bitch I am, I just made it private without telling anybody. And now it's happening without actually announcing it. This is one of those.
It's my day off from streaming. My intention is to wrap these up, hopefully, by Friday night. So that way, we can move on. We can play Dragon's Dogma 2. We can perhaps play a new game, such as Alone in the Dark, which I'm actually very interested in now, and I think you guys would enjoy. A lot of people are like, yeah, survival horror is up your alley. We want to see it. Or maybe...
Why would you even need to play it? Just turn the lights off. It's the same thing.
With my wife of Beyond Two Souls, which is going to be really neat because we haven't done a full co-op playthrough of anything before, because this one's narrative based and she's never played it. I think it's going to be super fun. Essentially, I feel like we are definitely ready to move on, and that's why I need to push to finish these games. Okay, so that's just the schedule for the week. Okay, just so you guys know.
Beyond Two Ghouls. That's a good title for a Swaycast. I'm gonna steal that from you, insignificant human.
I played Dragon's Dogma 1, or excuse me, Dragon's Dogma 2 on Friday when it came out for one day, and I haven't touched it since, and I can't until we finish these games. All right? Okay, so I don't really need to go too crazy here talking about the schedule. You know what it is. Okay? Now.
Wait, we're not gonna have a schedule segment? I feel robbed.
Through yesterday's stream of Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh,
okay?
no.
First things first, we had finished up the Iron Throne quest line. And right off the bat, I was confused because I didn't really get a reward for it. Like, I saved everyone inside the Iron Throne prison, including Duke Ravengard, including, what was it, Amalum, the Mind Flayer, the friendly Mind Flayer, including all of the gnomes and the other prisoners that were in there. And I'm like, so I'm definitely going to get a great reward because I basically did it flawlessly. I got nothing. Wow, thanks for that. Thanks for one of the most anxiety-inducing parts of the game, literally not rewarding me in any way for it. Then we went to go to Amalum's group, which we had never even knew that they had a building in Baldur's Gate before. And he basically rewards you with a bunch of items that are completely worthless at the end of the game. So why they would hand those to you, I have no idea. We loot the house, and there's nothing in the house either. There's actually a big safe in a hidden room. It's empty. Oh, thanks.
I don't know why he always expects something in return for doing something. He can't just do something because it's fun.
And
he always needs to get something.
Right off the bat, we have...
And that's like in real life, too. He can't just do something because it's the right thing to do, or it's a good thing that, you know, you want to help somebody out or something.
But to Lae'zel,
it always needs to be something he gets out of it.
You should always aggro to your party.
Mr. Transaction.
Positioning, I don't care about that bullshit, because that's just dumb shit. When you're playing an RPG, your party leader should be the one involved in any dialogue options, period. I don't care about their rationale. It's just bad game design, okay? So it picks Lae'zel. Well, can't do the check because Lae'zel doesn't have any speech check, you know, ability. So let's reload. So we reload, and then we do it again, and this time Darkscale Phil gets detected. I pass the speech check, which says, oh, the guard lets you in, and then the guard immediately aggroes to me again and does exactly the same speech check a second time. And I'm like, I passed the speech check.
I never failed the speech check.
Acting like I didn't do it, and now we have to do it again. It doesn't make any sense. It's a game bug. So we have to fight the guard. I kill the guard, and we get inside. So that's bug number 1, by the way. We get inside, and there's a room full of people talking. Okay? And I'm like, listen, now, in the entirety of this game, if you use stealth, you can sneak by entire encounters, entire situations. You can skip fights. Just use stealth. So I said, I'm going to use the same mechanic I've used the whole game.
You should have tried using stealth on Jaha.
Wouldn't hear. Okay? I actually...
And also, he failed the speech check. He had a critical fail, so then he just started crying.
Like slaves and enemies and everything in there. Okay? And I go to the next room, and I go into a room where already there's combat. It looks like the gnomes or dwarves or whoever they are fighting the guards. So a fight ensues. Okay, well, they see me. All right, we're going to fight. But what happens is, the game decided, again, what great coding here and what great writing. There was supposed to be a conversation that was supposed to happen in the room before that's tied to the story of the Steelwatch Foundry. So because I skipped it, the game decides now to initiate 2 fights at once in 2 different rooms. Despite the fact none of my party is in that first room, the camera decides it's going to jump back and forth between people in 2 completely different rooms, making the camera go light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. Now, again, if it were me screwing up, right, that would be one thing. What if I aggroed in the first room and then I aggroed in the second room? My party was split. That's happened before in the playthrough, and now I kind of understand why that happened. I didn't do that. The game just decided, oh, there was a conversation you were supposed to psychically know about in the first room tied to the story. You shouldn't skip it. If you do, now a fight ensues, but you're also in another fight. So now there's 2 fights going on at once. Basically, the game becomes completely unplayable. Because what happens is the turns bar glitched. And it had turns appearing, disappearing, appearing, disappearing, appearing, disappearing endlessly. It wouldn't even settle. It was just like wobbling around all fucked up. And I started playing it, and people were like, dude, you just got to reload. This thing is going nuts, and it doesn't look like it's even working right. Like, all right, so I'll reload it, right? So that's bug number 2. Sorry, and you guys say, well, that's not a bug. Well, it is, because nowhere else in the game does this occur, where you have a required conversation in the room before you cannot skip with stealth, and then it creates 2 fights in 2 separate rooms going on.
It's gonna be so funny if 1 Minute Man doesn't come by today. It's gonna be hilarious.
So either it's bad coding or it's a game bug. You call
That Baldur's Gate 3 destroyed his biggest pay pig. That's gonna be so funny, man.
Okay.
But I think he's gonna come back when the trolls start talking about him, because now he wanted to.
Then I reload.
Now he seems like he wants to get as much attention as possible, because he used to be like the silent angel investor, and now he's just basically like a I don't know, an attention whore.
Good. So now they're all on my side, and one of them actually says, "Hey, I have the ability to disable."
Yeah, he's having his own OIC saga.
And I'll do it for you. Okay, sounds good. But I need to long rest before we do that, because I've already had 2 fights. So let's long rest. So we walk outside, we long rest. We come back. That person has disappeared from the universe. Where the fuck did they go? Why are they not here? I don't know. You tell me. Does it make sense that they would be there waiting for me? I go long rest, I come back, they've just vanished. Everyone else in the room is still there. Just the one person I need who's critical to the story in this Steel Foundry has disappeared. So now people are looking it up online and say, oh, he's at your camp. Why? Why did he follow me to camp? He's in the world. Everyone else stayed in the world. Why did he follow me to camp? Doesn't even make sense. Well, go get him. Okay, I go to my camp. He is there. I talk to him. Come with me. Okay. We go back to the world. He glitches. He literally gets stuck. He won't walk. He won't talk. He just stands there like a fucking statue, completely uninteractive. I hold down the button that does
It's the funniest shit that this happened to Darkside Phil. Anybody else would just laugh it off. And this dude is having a podcast dedicated to how annoying that was and how much that hurt the playthrough.
Because the game glitched out. That's bug number 3.
And the bigger repercussion of that is that the game is not Game of the Year. And that proves it. And he's been saying it this whole time.
Within like an hour and a half period. Okay? So I said, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Now, I have a bomb to blow this place up.
Go for it.
Do that. In fact, the game kind of lean towards don't do that. That's a bad karma choice. Because if you do that, you could end up hurting people. All right? So I'm like, I don't want to do that, but I guess that's the only option I have now because the guy's glitched. He won't come shut it down. So I guess we got to do this. So we end up going back into the next room, which is the room where we just tried to fight, and it generated the 2-room fight that was all bugged out. We fight that fight. We win. A few people sadly died in that fight, and there was nothing I could really do about it because the robots are self-destructing, and I can't just save everybody. But we did pretty good. Okay, let's go ahead and go into the final room. Big boss, excellent, good fight. I kicked its ass. You know, my lightning is like ultra powered now. And all right, so we're at the final part, and here's the thing that says bring the guy to it for him to deactivate it. So I go to try to get him. He just won't. I tried reloading everything, nothing. He's just frozen forever. He's just bugged in the game universe literally forever. He won't move. So I said, I guess I got to use
this is the best.
So luckily,
I'm so happy this happened to him. Because he spent like, what, 140 hours playing this game, and now it got him like mega salty.
Who I had rescued survives. If I hadn't done Iron Throne first and I blew up the foundry, everyone would have died, and that's the bad karma. You see? So, again, so many moving parts, you can't track what becomes what outcome. I had no idea what the outcome was. I was trying to do one outcome that was supposed to be a good option, but apparently you could have done it this way anyway. If I had known that, maybe I wouldn't have cared about the guy bugging out, but it never should have happened to begin with, okay? So, we blow up the foundry. Actually, we get a really cool quest completion where all these factors from the game factor in. Basically, the iron, what is it, the iron gnomes? Get their big reward, or not reward, but their big like end game plot. And I was like, oh, that was actually a cool outcome. I liked that outcome, because if I hadn't done all these other things during the game, I wouldn't have gotten that quest outcome, and I actually really liked it. Okay, so in reality, even with all these bugs that really were annoying as shit, at least I got to a good quest.
The only thing funnier than this is if his save game gets bricked and he can't actually finish the game. That would be the best.
He says, well, if you go,
that would be like godlike.
Everything's going to aggro to you. Now, the good news is the steel watch is deactivated, so the robots won't attack you. But if you go in the front door, all the other guards are going to aggro to you. I said, well, you know what? I had actually found a back way in much earlier on. The first time we had gone to this worm fort castle, whatever the hell it's called, we had found a back way up a ladder. I was like, maybe that's what that's actually for. right? So, I'm like, let's do this. So we go up the ladder. Well, first of all, the game has this weird thing where I guess if you take a scroll of feather falling, it affects your whole party. But if you chug a potion, it only affects the one person. Again, I've played 130 hours into the game. I didn't even know that. Again, so too many moving parts, too many factors, too many things to know or remember. So I had a little bit of an error there where I split my party up. I'll take the blame for that one because it's just lack of knowledge of the game. Okay? But then we finally get to the back of the building. We crawl up the ladder. We go inside. There's no enemies whatsoever in line of sight. I'm trying to use, like, basically kind of like sneak around. Immediately we get detected and a fight ensues. There's no one there. There's literally no one there. No one looking at me. I had the line of sight activated and no one saw me in line of sight and the game aggroed to me anyway. Now you can argue maybe you just didn't see it. You're right. Maybe I didn't. But I was being careful. I was trying to be stealthy. That was the whole point of me going in the back. Now I got an extra fight I got to do because the game's being stupid about it. All right? Whatever. We beat the fight. Blah, blah, blah. We get to the Gortash boss fight. Okay? The Gortash boss fight is, in my opinion, and now I'm 133 plus hours into this game, the most unnecessarily complex fight in the whole game. And I've had fights that were puzzles, and I've had fights that there was a million enemies. This fight has far too many factors to the point where it's impossible for you to actually focus on what you're doing because there's a million things going on. There's flame traps and turrets on the walls that are constantly shooting grenades and fire. There's a force field on Gortash that protects him from damage, that reflects projectiles, and there's two pieces of machinery on the wall that apparently make the field work, but it's not clear how or what you need to do to attack those things. And the room is full of other enemies as well. Gortash, of course, isn't a normal enemy. He's a boss, so now he's got all these special abilities and things you've never even seen before, okay? So immediately you start to read the descriptions of everything, and you're like, okay, so this is resistant to this. This has projectiles that will bounce off of this. This is going to absorb this damage. It's going to reflect this damage. It's highly resistant to this damage, but it's weak to this damage. You got to sit in this fight for 10 minutes before you can even make a move, all right? That's not fun. I'm sorry, it's not. It's frustrating, especially when you're at the end of a stream and you just want to finish this. And it's like, why the fuck do I have to sit here and study this room for 10 minutes to figure out what the fuck's going on? It's way too complicated. You know, I get it. Okay, it's one of the big three bosses before the end of the game. It's still annoying.
This is maximum Burnell. Maximum Burnell. You pick a complex, slow-paced game. It's too complicated. It's not fun. I don't like it.
Enjoy that because it's too complicated. I don't want to sit there studying like I'm a fucking scholar of D&D to do a simple fight. All right? So it was very annoying to me. And basically, as I start, okay?
But, my brother in Christ, you decided to play this game. It
becomes a shit show. That's like the best way I can describe it.
You knew what the game was.
Both Darkscale Phil and Karlak are based solely on projectile gameplay. Well, guess what? Everyone in this room is immune to projectiles. It bounces them back. Okay? So immediately, I use Karlak and I throw the spear, this is the big thing that we're going to be freaking out about now. So what is it called?
We are going to be freaking out, by the way.
I can't remember the name of the spear.
He's going to be the only one tweaking out.
You can only get it in one tiny situation.
Also, a guy in his chat says, Duty is going to have a blast with this rant.
Nirulna.
But he's a member, so he's not going to get banned.
Okay? It's a legendary spear. You actually...
And he's also right.
When you first arrive, in the area of Baldur's Gate, the outskirts, there's that fair or like circus going on. Not circus, it's like a festival. And in there's a genie. And the genie, if you piss him off...
And another guy says, personally, I think it's fun to use my brain.
Get this spear as a reward at the end in a chest. Okay? Incredibly rare. This spear is meant to be thrown. And when you throw it, if it successfully connects with an enemy, it creates an area of effect range of thunder damage. So it's cool because, number one... Unlike other thrown items.
Oh, so that guy that talked about Duty just got banned.
It can hit a whole group of enemies, okay? Number two, it stacks regular and thunder damage, so you're getting this.
Somebody else says, are you kidding me? This is why games are so dumbed down nowadays.
Throw character build, it's super good. Well, I built Karlak to use the spear. So not only does she throw the spear, but she has a glove on that gives her a chance, it's a random chance, to actually teleport to where the spear lands and switch places with the enemy she hit. This has helped tremendously in my game where there have been hard to reach enemies and bosses, and I teleport them right into my team, and now they're screwed. They get beat up because they're exposed. Okay? Now, in addition, with Karlach, you can make a build based on her rage, where when you activate her frenzy mode, she now has a thing that's called frenzied throw. This adds a chance to make the enemy go prone. So if it hits and they go prone, now they're knocked down, and essentially they can't do their turn, and it makes it an endless loop where the enemy really can't do it.
Oh, so a guy is saying, at DSP Gaming, that's likely because you had Karlach use the weapon off the ground instead of from the inventory. At that point, it's an environmental object, which makes sense to me. I don't know if that's the truth or not, but that might explain the bug that he's so sweaty and greasy about.
So, pretty good. In addition to that, I recently, at the end of my build of Karlach, got this ability called, I think it's a feat called Tavern Brawler. And that just makes throwable items even better. All right? So basically, she's crazy good. This throwable spear, Nirulna, big area of effect damage, buffed with all of her abilities, and she can teleport enemies around. Super duper good, right? Now, here's the problem. I don't understand that a thrown item like that is considered a projectile. Like, I would think a projectile would be like a magic spell, like magic missile, right? Or you're shooting.
Well, that's just you being wrong, though.
I'm not thinking a projectile is a legendary weapon, but that's on me, right? Totally, that's on me. That if I didn't understand that that was going to be a projectile, all right? I even said let's try it, and it's hilarious. I throw it, it just goes bink right off his force field, comes right back at her. Oh, bonk. Hits her right in the face. It's funny as hell.
It's so funny, right, Flathead.
I gave it a shot. It didn't work. But now ensues, all right, the comedy of errors that this game did in this fight. So eventually what ends up happening is the spear lands on the ground. For some reason, Karlach drops the spear, all right? And I think it was because, again, I threw it at an enemy. It was a regular enemy, not Gortash. And they also had the projectile ability. And here's what happened. I actually watched it back, and I know exactly what happened. So as I told you, when you do Frenzied Throw, which is her Karlach's special ability, there's a chance that it will knock the enemy down and make them go prone. I threw the spear at an enemy. It bounced off their force field, came back at Karlach, hit her with the Frenzied Throw, and it knocked her down. So because she fell, she couldn't catch the spear. But it actually is its own contradictory logic, and here's why. Per the game's logic, if the spear connects, she auto-catches it. That's how it works. If the spear connects with any enemy or any person, she catches the spear back. That's how the return spear gameplay mechanic works in Baldur's Gate 3. Okay? So just by logic alone, even if she hit herself with a move, she should auto-catch the spear because it connected. But the game says, oh, well, in this case, she hit herself with her own move that caused her to go prone, so even though in this case she should catch the spear, cancel out that line of logic, and just make her fall and the spear hits the ground. That makes absolutely no sense. From any logic perspective, it doesn't. They just arbitrarily decided, in this case, erase this line. Even though this is how it works the whole game, in this case, just erase this line of code in this certain range.
The entire game is coded on a switch case. It's just a switch case for every single thing that could happen. That's exactly how it works, Phil. From time to time, they might use an if-else, but most of the time, it's just a switch.
Random, very rare situation, and there's no way you would ever know that. That's their own judgment call to say, erase this outcome, even though it happens every other time, because we feel like it. It's crap. It's bad. It's not logical at all. By logic standards, spear connects, Karlach catches it. Don't care if she went prone or not. She should still have the spear in her hand. Nope, the game just fucks up. Like, okay, whatever you say. All right, that's bullshit. So now the spear is on the floor. Karlach has no weapon. Luckily for me, I have other things I can throw, but I want that goddamn spear back, right? First of all, that's her whole build. And if I don't get that spear back, she's basically going to be kind of worthless for the rest of the playthrough. So now, the spear's on the ground, so what am I going to do? I know what I'm going to do. You can pick items up off the ground and throw them, okay? So again, I use, what do you call it? Frenzied Throw, okay? You can do that to either throw something from your inventory or pick something up from the environment and throw it. It shouldn't change the properties of the Frenzied Throw. It shouldn't change the properties of the item. It should still work. Okay? Now, at this point, I believe that the shield was down. Gortash's shield was down by luck. What had happened was I was using Shadowheart, and I used her Sunbeam, and I was trying to hit enemies, and apparently...
Bro, at this point, just show it to us. Just play the video. Just react to your own gameplay, because this like gameplay explanation is so insufferable. I have no idea what's happening, and we're just wasting everybody's time. But let's keep wasting everybody's time.
Sunbeam passed through the enemies and blew the generator off the wall, so all the shields went down completely by luck. So by dumb luck, I'm actually going to win this boss fight because I was losing badly, okay? But I very chance start coming back. I'm like, oh shit, I can't believe this, right? So, I said, the shield's down. Now's my chance. If I can stun lock Gortash, we're going to win this fight. Even though we were on the ropes. So I have Karlach get up, walk across the room, pick the spear up as an environmental object off the ground, which should now technically make it an object in her inventory, but apparently who knows how they code this fucking game, right? She throws the spear. The spear hits Gortash. The spear hits her. The spear hits everyone in an area of effect and makes everyone go prone. And the spear disappears from the game world. Completely. Just gone. And I said, where is it?
Talking all that bullshit!
Not in her inventory. It didn't blow across the room. It's literally erased. Okay? Now, there's all these theories that people are trying to come up with and try to explain it away. But I don't think there's a theory that's going to be correct. I just think their coding is bad. I think that this entire idea of
the theory.
Was never refined enough. And because of that, it's always janky. People have outright said this. Just listen to this.
Who said this?
So you haven't engaged in a combat yet. You're not in fighting. And you throw the spear. Even if it connects, it doesn't go back to her. It lands on the floor. Why? The whole idea is that she throws this spear and it's a returnable spear if it connects with the enemy. Well, everyone agrees that's a game bug, that it should return to her, but they've never fixed it. So everyone just works around it. No one uses throwable objects out of cover or out of stealth because they know that they're not going to return. It's fucked up. So if that's fucked up, okay, obviously there's going to be other stuff that's fucked up as well, right? So the whole mechanic shouldn't exist if it's not refined enough to not be a janky, wonky, not consistent thing. If it's a mess, don't put it in the fucking game. But they didn't care. They said, we're going to put it in, and now how many people are going to have issues with game mechanics like this? And it's stupid, because the game mechanic is great. As it worked, it was amazing. She's one of the best characters in the whole game when she has this build. And now the one item that made this build work, right, disappears from the game. Now, I have a theory about this, okay? I want you to understand something. I actually don't blame this on D&D at all. Because in D&D, now correct me if I'm wrong, and you guys are going to know better than me. In Dungeons & Dragons, there's a Dungeon Master, correct? So a situation happens where something kind of breaks. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? If there's a problem, then the Dungeon Master would fix it, correct? Like, the Dungeon Master is kind of like God behind the scenes.
Like God?
And can try to...
And Phil is like Job.
Things that don't seem to make sense. Because let's be honest, when you have something with this many moving parts, D&D has been around for a zillion years, correct? And so,
bro, I'm turning the music off.
Addendums and new things that have been added to D&D over the years. Maybe not all of them jive and fit together. Like puzzle pieces, they don't exactly fit right. So is it not the Dungeon Master's job to kind of resolve those issues? And if that's the case, then that makes sense, right? But I mean, again, if I'm wrong, correct me, but there has to be like a ruling body on this stuff when you're playing D&D, because it wouldn't always fit, right? It might be issues that need to be resolved. There is no Dungeon Master playing a video game. And that's the problem. So this obviously is a situation. There is absolutely no...
Let me just tell you something, brother.
You ain't got the answer, Sway!
Situation whatsoever where this spear should just be yeeted from the game. Just zoop up into space or into another dimension, or maybe it got shoved up Gortash's ass and you can't get it out. I don't know where it is. I don't care. It shouldn't have happened. Even if the spear, again, didn't connect properly and missed or whatever, which it didn't. It did connect. It hit everybody. It should still land on the floor again. We literally just saw that a turn before when it bounced off of someone, came back and hit Karlak. She fell and the spear landed on the ground. Right? So why on the holy hell, the second time that the second thing happened again, did it have a different outcome? Bad coding.
There we go. We figured it. This is it.
It's the only explanation.
They coded the switch case wrong.
Thing in this game is fucked up. And it shouldn't even be a build. It shouldn't be an option unless they were going to refine it and fix it. This game's been out since September. I'm not playing this game release week. This game has been out more than half a year. They had ample time to fix this. But if you haven't heard, Larian already made their announcement. Okay? Their announcement is, we are not doing DLCs for Baldur's Gate. We are not making Baldur's Gate 4. We're moving on to other projects. We're done with this. We're wiping our hands of it. So they're done with this. They don't give a shit. You know? This is something that absolutely should be fixed, and I doubt they ever will, because I bet you're not going to see many or any real improvements moving forward. They made their big announcement, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll do the right thing and continue to go back and fix things like this. But this is awful. All right? 130 hours played. A build specific to this weapon that works and has beaten big-ass endgame bosses, and now I'm going to be cheated out of that because the game doesn't work. This was not an error on my part. This is not, I didn't understand that a steering was going to...
Bro, I'm going to loop back to the previous stream. If this is something that concerns you deeply in your day-to-day life, you should definitely think of an exit strategy.
Leave my party and take my items with him, and I'm crying over it, you know. This is a situation where the game's coding's fucked up. An item finger snapped off the planet, and I'm just supposed to swallow that? No, absolutely not.
Bro, you swallow your own snot. What do you got against swallowing a fucking glitch in a video game?
I have the right to voice my opinion and to tell you this game is a buggy, janky mess at the end. It's funny because other parts of the game haven't been like this, but I'll tell you, since I got to Act 3, it's just been like increasing amount of these kind of problems every time I play. And it's like, all right, I'll forgive this one. All right, I'll forgive this one. I literally had like 7 in a row yesterday. And at that point, I got to put my foot down and be like, it's fucked up. All right. And now you might say, well, it's probably on the ground. No, I searched. Watch the video from yesterday. I did the area search. You hold down X and it does this circle on the ground. It's not there. I finished the fight, by the way. I beat Gortash. And then it's just gone. All right. Now, what's funny is some people are like, there's Reddit threads about this. And some people have complained about exactly the same thing. Even some people have complained about the exact thing in that fight. Okay. And some people said, just listen to this. Oh, I found it randomly in an enemy's inventory, but the enemy never picked it up. It's just there. What? Other people have said it was on the ground, but invisible. Other people have said it was randomly in another character's inventory in their party for no good reason. Huh? Okay. So what we got to do when we boot up today is we have to try to fuck around with the game. Maybe just by reloading, it'll be there. Maybe. But if I continue to play, that means I lose the item forever.
He's gonna have like a 40 to 60 minute troubleshooting segment looking for a spear. That's gonna be a great part of the playthrough. Everybody's gonna love episode 655.
Right? What? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
I know.
Like I said, I did do the area search, and it's not on the floor. So some people are like, oh, it's under Gortash's body. It's literally not there. I've tried. So maybe it is in his inventory. Why would it be in his inventory? Like I said, did it literally get stuck up his ass when I threw it? And so it's like attached to him now? It doesn't really make much sense at all. All right. So basically, I really, 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 really hope that that spear's in there. Because if not, my Karlak will not be essentially viable for the end game. I mean, I have another spear that returns when you throw it, but it's not that good. It's very weak. So that, and it doesn't do the force damage. It doesn't do the area of effect. So it's not going to be that good. I think I have another.
Somebody's going to get banned.
That has light ability, like the what's it called? The light ability in this game. I'm having a brain fart. Whatever that light magic is, it has that in it, but I don't think it auto returns, and that's the problem. If it doesn't auto return, then it's worthless. You know. Now, it's funny because Tub says, oh, there's another great hammer that will do the same thing. Dude, we're at the end. We're at the end of the game. Do you want me to do more questing to go try to find this random fucking hammer that's somewhere hidden in the game that I didn't get?
This guy gonna get banned real quick, but real Tom Hanks says it's time to get a real job, and he's already gone.
Because the game glitched my fucking legendary spear out of existence. Like, no, we want to finish the game.
I think it's definitely time.
Right? So, okay, some people this is good news. I'm being told, no, Larian did not say they're going to wipe their hands of Baldur's Gate 3. They have committed to continuously improving the game for a little bit at least.
Oh, so he's already wrong.
Future. So that's good. And, you know, I want to know that information. So that's good. Fix the fucking spear. In fact, how about this? Larian Studios, everyone who's working there at Larian Studios, there's a matter of utmost importance that you must resolve immediately. Okay, I want you to step away from your computers, put down your coffees, get out of your big boardroom meetings, your dev team meetings. I want you to all listen. Immediately, you must put down everything you're doing, and you must return to work, and you must code my spear back into my game specifically. It is of the utmost importance that you drop everything in your lives. If you're on the toilet taking a shit right now,
Of course.
pinch it off. Get your pants up, don't
Pinch
go
it
right.
off.
Get right to your workstations right now and get this fucking spear back into my inventory. This I demand.
But now, like, this is a very Burnellian thing, right? He cried about it for the last, what, like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. It felt like 6 hours. And now he's making like a joke promo, implying that it's not that important to him. But then again, he cried so long for it. And now we get this shit-eating grin after a joke about, like, pinching your shit and not wiping your ass and shit. God damn. God damn it, Sway. God damn it.
You ain't got the answer, Sway.
All right? Let's get to work. Enough is enough. This is unfair. All right?
That joke fell almost as flat as his head.
Listen, I paid 130 hours of your goddamn game. I want my fucking spear. I've had enough of this shit. Obviously, I'm being silly. All right? But
Obviously, he was being silly.
This is pretty silly
Except this, like, 30-minute segment where he was being super serious and genuinely angry about it.
and stupid. I mean, I want to tell you guys.
But now he wants to downplay it to not look like a man baby.
Thing. I really feel like in the modern gaming universe, too many things get fanboyism behind it.
And there we go. This is the ultimate point. This is the ultimate point he wanted to make for months. Even before he started playing the game, he wanted to make that point, but he didn't have any authority. Now he can, or at least he feels like he can. So let's finally let him make the point. Make the point, Sway. Make the point, Flathead. Let's get into it.
Okay? Particularly, one of the hugest things is Nintendo. It's like, oh, Nintendo shit doesn't stink. Everything Nintendo does is great. And in reality, we all agree, I think, kind of behind the scenes, outside of the realm of the Nintendo fanboys who own every one of these, right? We all agree that Nintendo makes a lot of missteps and mistakes, but somehow they always just get forgiven and continue to be successful regardless of all the mistakes that they make, right? Why?
So, like you.
Because the fanboys run out there and just blindly defend every action that they do, buy every piece of things that they sell, so it's like they're above reproach, right? In this case, with all the things I heard about Baldur's Gate 3, that I have to play a game of a generation and yada, 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 right? I do feel like Baldur's Gate 3 is an anomaly. I have never in my life played a video game that provided this much content of this quality level for the price that they provided it for. It's almost like weird. And now I understand why those game devs last year were like, don't expect all of us to follow suit. It's unfair for us to do the same that they've done. I mean, the incredible amount of content in this game is bang for your buck if I've ever seen it. Like, this game's playthrough is equivalent to, like, my Skyrim playthrough last year, including all the DLCs.
And as we all know, Skyrim has no bugs.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's why it was Game of the Year.
But at the same time, what baffles me is that it is apparent this game is not fully refined, has a lot of issues, particularly in Act 3, and no one talks about that. Everyone's best game ever, Game of the Year. I really would love statistics on this. How many people who bought this fucking game got to Act 3?
Bro, I want to show you guys something on Twitter, but after this segment, because he's making a great point right now, or he thinks so.
Something like that. I would guarantee you half the fucking games journalists who kiss this game's butt never fucking played it that far. You know, they played the first act and said, oh, okay, I get it. And then they just praised the shit out of it to follow the fucking suit. I'm sorry, but I have a hard time believing that most people who got Baldur's Gate 3 played it for 130 fucking hours, got through the game, didn't feel this jankiness at the end, and just, if they did, they forgave it. I don't get it. You know, I'm here to try to bring you my honest perspective. I really like the game, but this game is not flawless. This game is not the best RPG ever.
Nobody's saying it's flawless.
Maybe if they continue to patch, fix, and refine it, it'll be the best game ever made in like a year. But it's got all these problems now.
But bro, stop fucking looking at absolutes that people say on Twitter, you fucking brain damaged flathead.
Can't forgive those or just overlook them.
Because it's just like, it's a dude that lives on Twitter, and Twitter is full of absolutes. Basically, if you don't say something is the best thing ever or the worst thing ever, you're gonna get like 2 likes.
Follow the
It's just how Twitter works.
Wagon of what everyone says around me that it's amazingly flawless. It's not. It's got tons of problems. Really, it's just frustrating to me because I don't understand why everyone kisses the game's butt. And no one has called out these major kind of problems. Maybe I'm just the unlucky schmuck who gets every problem. I don't know. But man,
that would fit the pattern of DSP.
Along, we encounter the next annoying thing, the next annoying thing. And again, I'll be honest with you. No, this would not have been my game of the year last year. It might maybe rank top 3, but it wouldn't have been my game of the year. When you get to a point where you're just exhausted and you want a game to end and you're not getting enjoyment much out of it anymore,
you never were.
Sign. Baldur's Gate 3 has overstayed its welcome. It has so much content in it that you just feel this heavy level of exhaustion by the end. And when the game starts having these problems, and now your enjoyment is sucked out of your experience. I had 0 enjoyment in that Gortash boss fight yesterday. 0. Even with all my stuff going on, I'm like, this sucks. Too complex, too many moving parts, too much jankiness, pisses me off, just want to fucking get through it, but it's like pulling teeth, right? It's like, I just want this to end, but I'm going to be stuck in this room for an hour of torture. Well, I don't want to be tortured for an hour. I'm supposed to be enjoying a video game. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel.
Yeah, that's super subjective, though. That kind of sounds like it's just your personal experience.
And hopefully the end.
And he's trying to pass it off as like it's objective fact that this game is not the game of the year. And I proved it.
But man, it's gonna suck if the end fight is again another thing. There's a million fucking new factors and moving parts and variables you don't understand, and this doesn't work here, and this ain't working here, and a glitch here, and a bug here, and this fucking person gets shot into the fucking Nintendo world, and this person is fucking erased from, you know, fuck this. I just want to play it and beat it. I don't want.
I just want to have fun, dude.
Figure out what the fuck they were trying.
I just want people to be happy.
You know what I mean?
First and foremost, me.
See what happens? And go from there. You know, let's see. If anything, though, it's funny because someone said, how fitting to the plot is it that it's actually Karlach who basically gives her all in this fight against Gortash, the guy who betrayed her and originally made her a slave in the Hells, right? He's the one who...
Wait, you said it. You said it. That means you're racist.
Infernal engine to be put into her and everything.
You said the word.
And she just gives her absolute 100% last bit of everything to beat him, but now basically she's completely burned out and worthless because she lost her build. She can't even use it anymore, right? So it's funny because if you're a role player, it actually kind of fits the story, doesn't it? Like, she went all out in that fight and she beat Gortash, but now she's spent. She's done. She's out of energy because she gave it all to beat this asshole. That's kind of funny. But at the same time...
So wait. So it makes narrative sense that the thing that happened to you happened? Wait, that changes everything.
That's fucked up because I have this character built for the end game and now I can't use her if the spear's gone. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it sucks. I would have liked to just boot up the game today and be like, hey everyone, we're gonna go right to the final area and let's engage with the final end game content. And I can't do that. Because now we have to try to fuck around and see where the spear went, if it even exists. Does it exist in the game world? Is it fused to a body? Is it in the walls? Is it up my ass? I don't know.
Well, check your ass.
And I don't like fucking around. You know, I got shit to do. I got a brain to stop. I got a big ass fucking Krang brain to stop. That's probably at this point, who knows what's going on with this thing. And I don't got time to fuck around over a magic toothpick, but apparently I got to, you know? So let's see what happens. But my rant ends at this, all right? This game absolutely has flaws. It is not flawless.
Nobody said it is.
Your pick of last year, more power to you. I can totally understand your position. Why? I would never give Game of the Year to a game that causes me this level of anxiety and stress because it doesn't.
Anxiety and stress.
Still ranked high. Like
anxiety and stress.
It's got to be an 8 or a 9.
What, he got a panic attack or something? God damn, he should have just drank a pill.
Be given this game by Game of the Year award when I'm pissed off at it like this.
Look at this dude getting anxious and stressed out over a virtual spear in a video game that makes you slightly less powerful in a video game he was already overpowered in because everybody told him what to do to become overpowered.
Angry playing the game because it fucked up.
Sounds good to me.
So, there you go. Okay. Folks, that's what I had to talk about today. I got it off my chest. I've ranted.
Epic.
Now we can move on and
Thank
see what
you.
happens today when I play. I'll be honest with you. I think the spear's gone. I don't think we're getting it back. So the only thing I can say is there another build we can do for Farlak, or she shot? Like, if that's the case, I don't even know who to use in her place.
Oh
She's essential
no!
to my endgame build. So I don't even know what to do about that. Like someone said, there's a hammer. I don't know what the fuck the hammer is. There's a hammer that does the same thing.
Yeah, we're not sticking around for this filler. So what do we have next?
Okay.
Q&A? Shoutouts?
Orphic hammer. Yeah, see, but that's bullshit. Okay, guys. Well, thank you for listening to my rant today. Thanks for attending my TED Talk.
You're welcome.
Stupid meme.
Why is it a stupid meme though? You admitted that that's what you did.
And
except TED Talks are inspirational, motivational, and productive, and this was just like a dude complaining about shit.
Now let's move on. I guess it's already noon, so I guess
more like a dent talk.
We'll see where those go, and see how much time.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna do.
If you will stick around, that you'll help me with this. Try to figure out what happened to the spear.
Oh no!
Do next,
I'm gonna unleash the pop-up.
I don't know. She might be worthless for the end game. I don't even know what to say about it. Okay. All right. So let's start off.
I'm gonna pause this before the next segment. Let's get through all you guys' shout outs, and then we're gonna get plenty of skip juice for further ahead. Before that, I wanted to show you something on Twitter, because Phil has a new pre-stream quote-unquote artwork that is dedicated to his mods, and it's AI generated, as all good things nowadays are, and it goes as thus, because you can't see it on the screen, because reasons. I'm just going to read the text. There's just a wall of text and like some AI images in the middle of it that are bad. So you don't need to do this. It's a dude with like a bulletproof vest. And on the vest, it says DSP Gaming Moderators. And what the text says is thus. Chat moderators on the DSP Space Gaming. There is legitimately a space. YouTube channel streams are tasked with creating a safe environment for viewers during streams. Their role involves reviewing and managing comments to ensure that all participants adhere to the rules and that no one experiences any form of abuse. Their presence aims to facilitate a secure viewing experience. Please place your trust in the moderators. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Now let's see what you guys have to say.
Lurking.
Big ups for the lurking, you guys. Whoever that was.
By the way, no game.
$2 from Kopsai Default. Get the straight jacket ready if 1mm doesn't show.
Oh yeah, if 1mm is gone, then we're pulling out the 9mm.
$2 Canadian from Dynamite Heady. Imagine a video game ruining your week like this.
Bro, if that's the case, exit strategy immediately. We head to the exits. We flat head to the exits.
I beat the game on PC, never saw any bugs like that.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty rare thing that would happen. It's a very like a situational thing from what I am to understand from his ramblings.
It's hard to recommend something everyone loved.
Yeah, it's really hard, man. It's really hard. It's difficult because they're not being objective. They're just being fanboys and dunces.
From Movie Sign. Dave finally has his excuse to quit and also talk smack about the game.
Nah, he's not gonna quit, but he's definitely gonna talk smack, and he's gonna push his narrative that it's not a flawless game. Apparently,
Phil hates 1mm the person. He only likes his money.
He hates everybody. The person. I mean, when 1 Minute Man was quiet, he was the best thing ever.
Boyfriend. Are you one min man?
I am.
Sundar stopped giving you money and you had to stop tipping?
Nah, he
It's
keeps
all
giving me
starting
money.
to make sense now.
He's still giving me money.
99 pence from Andrew R. I just find it so funny how much he hates BG3.
And at the same time is the only game that hits the goals, so he just is forced to play it. It's like it's a personal hell.
Didn't tell him to do all those quests, he would have gotten that outcome.
That is true.
That's really what he meant to say.
I don't know if that's what he meant to say, but it's definitely 1mm man
The
fault.
Rumbling of a Madman podcast.
Rumbling of a Madman episode. I don't even know. Do we even have episodes on this anymore?
£1.99 from Andrew R. BG3 has now lost GOTY status because DSP complains.
Yeah, they should take away the award. Next time Jeff Keighley has an award show, he's gonna be like, I'm sorry.
DSP
Phil wasn't happy with it.
Make sure your kids get lots of tummy time so they don't end up like Dave.
Absolutely, that's a PSA. Make sure your kids get the tummy time, because then this happens.
From the guy who buys every new Nintendo console, every new Nintendo game, but only fanboys buy all the Nintendo stuff and they are the problem.
And the thing is that the fanboys buy them to have fun and find enjoyment in the product. He buys them to get paid for it, and then he doesn't get paid for it and he gets salty about it.
$5 from JWuSound 989. Shout out to Linda for smoking Virginia Slims instead
Hell
of
yeah,
giving
smoking that
Bobblehead
pack.
Burnell the tummy time he deserves. Now he just sways and swerves.
Bubblehead Burnell just swaying and swerving. That's a nice alliteration. I love that. Thank you guys. We're gonna move on to the next segment, which I guess is DSP news or the lack thereof.
Game news today, nothing like that. I checked, nothing really going on.
Oh, so no news. Yes,
So
it's
no
more
news
of a
there.
lack thereof.
Let's start with the YouTube side of things. So thank you to those who contributed on the YouTube side of stuff. We start off with BB Phil, who did a super chat and says, is everything allowed on your React channel? I was surprised to find out you react to people saying things about you. If you look at the submissions thread, because I have a thread for submissions.
No, we already know this.
Here's those are the people who submit clips for the reaction. A troll any kind of airtime, because that's exactly what they want. They want attention. The best thing I can do to trolls is completely fucking ignore them, because then it shows them how insignificant they really are on this planet.
Of course.
They're not worth my time. So to give
Yes.
them time on a show just because someone paid to do a submission, I'm not going to do that. Okay?
Of course, this has never happened. Even though he reacted to a montage making fun of him playing Grand Theft Auto, and then he reacted to Mr. Ludacris' video making fun of him and parodying him eating cup noodles. But that never happened. This did not happen, even though it did. But it didn't.
Okay. Rare Tricks did a super chat. He says, arguments about rules are the true heart of Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. Now, and again, the thing is,
No, we don't want to know what the thing is. We already heard that. He's just repeating himself now.
they're investing all this time and effort. And maybe that's why they don't want to do another D&D game anymore. Let's cases all old school tournaments with people sleeping on the floor for days in 2003. No, I never saw that, but I can attest to that back in the day, before there was professional sponsorship or anything fighting game related, it was all grassroots and it was very sloppy.
Yeah, big ups for the
So
membership,
before
Coyote
Street
Briggs,
Fighter
dude.
4, when all of a sudden you had companies like Mad Cats and other companies coming out and sponsoring players, and then there was esports teams involved and things like that. It was just individuals bumming their way through all these events to try to get good and become a top player. And honestly, in a lot of cases, it was just for the glory and the love of the game. It wasn't like there was a big reward at the end of the tunnel. Even the people who were winning all the tournaments in a country weren't rich and making money off of it. They had to find other ways to finance what they were doing because there was no profits in it. The tournaments were all grassroots, run by just local community members. You know, the prizes were based off a very small
Oh,
prize
this
pool.
dude, look at this dude's membership message. He renewed for 6 months and he says, I miss when we didn't run ads, but I know it helps us. It helps you? I guess it helps you finding out some great quality products. And it helps Phil because he gets 0.1 cent.
The $5
And it all counts, you guys.
to enter a tournament. How big's that pot going to be realistically? Right? So, yeah, a lot of the times you'd have people who are like sleeping around the tournament venue, trying to bum into people's hotel rooms. That happened all the time. If you had a hotel room, yo, can I stay in your room? What? Can I stay in your room tonight? No? Are you going to pay me to stay in the room? Well, no, I don't have any money. What the fuck are you doing at the tournament? Well, I'm playing. You came to a tournament with no money. You have nowhere to stay. You're literally begging people to stay in their rooms tonight. Yes. That was common. I'm not even kidding. That was a common occurrence back then.
And DSP got a bunch of money because he got a bunch of like cash advances on credit cards. Yeah, that's what they should have done too. Just ruin your life to play fighting games. That's the way to go, because it worked out for this dude. Look at him. He's running a successful business. Very profitable as well, as he said last time.
So, yeah. Yes, I never saw the documentaries or whatever, but it sure sounds like it's pretty accurate. If that is what it was portraying, that kind of thing was 100% commonplace. It was very common that you go to a tournament and there was a hotel that was, you know, basically booked for the tournament because all the tournament players were there, and you go all the in a room, a tiny little hotel room. You know, we're not talking like a
bro. You already said this.
Luxury suite, a tiny little fucking hotel room. It smells like ass. You know,
why? Take a shower.
What the fuck are we doing?
Pull your pants up.
That's what it was like back then.
Smells like ass? What, you had no running water? You know, you get like hotel gifted shampoos and stuff. You can just go and take a shower, bro. What's wrong with you?
One day I could totally do like a whole stream, or, you know, I could certainly contribute to a documentary. I was there. I have all.
He's gonna contribute to a documentary.
But again, because
he couldn't even contribute to his own documentary.
I'm the meme of the internet that everyone hates.
Oh, and now we're back to coping. I love this segment. Let's hear this out.
No one ever comes upon me for any kind of information whatsoever. They don't care, right? Because everything I say is obviously fake anyway, right? Like I was never part of that scene. I never was good at games, you know. Hey, I make it all up. Of course.
Well, you're a very emotionally unstable and generally unreliable person, so nobody really wants to come to you for anything productive.
Of course, right?
And that's kind of your fault.
I received a $6 tip
from 6-Second Man.
From Super Snow Carl Turbo HD Remix.
Oh, no, it's the fake Snow Carl.
Well, thank you for that.
Oh, that guy sucks ass.
Let's get you on the leaderboard here.
This guy's the worst. What did he say? Hey, Phil, what do you think about your trolls? Do they smell like turds?
Snow Carl Turbo HD Remix. Yeah. For the record, these are not Snow Carl tips, because I think a lot of people thought this person's Snow Carl. No, this is a person who's been using that as like a joke meme name for a while. Anyway, they said, here's some food talk. Did you hear McDonald's will be selling Krispy Kreme donuts at the end of 2026?
Oh my god.
Hear me out now. How about a Krispy Kreme?
Are they crispy?
They'll call it the Death Burger. No, I didn't hear that.
The Death Burger.
You know, the era of Krispy Kreme was like the mid 2000s.
Hold on, I'm kind of obligated to play you this. This one, this iconic. Oh my god, where is it? Where is it? I'm gonna find it.
Right? Like Krispy Kreme hit the scene and started competing with other donut makers like Dunkin' Donuts, and their donuts were significantly better. You could see them being made because they had like an assembly line.
What the fuck? Where is it?
Watch these donuts being made, and it smelled great, and they actually had some decent coffee as well. And you could get ultimate gourmet donuts, like cream-filled, chocolate-topped donuts and stuff like that. And for a while, they were very, very popular. I particularly remember.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Have you ever had a Krispy Kreme? Have you ever gone to Krispy Kreme? Was it crispy?
No.
Yeah, right.
Somehow it's like super funny to me for some reason.
When I worked my office job at Wells Fargo,
were they crispy?
We would every once in a while bring Krispy Kreme into the office, or someone would bring them in and be like, oh my god, right? Like crazy decadent donuts.
This is like level 100
but I never really
small
sought
talk.
out to
You
get them.
just level
I
up.
went there and bought them for myself, for my own
You
house
pass
or
the
anything.
speech check immediately.
They're just too decadent to me. Like they're too many calories, too much sugar. You know, they're amazing. They taste so good, but they're so bad for you. I would literally not go for them. And since then,
did he call the hold on? Did he call the donuts decadent? What the fuck is decadent?
Donut once again.
Decadent donuts, characterized by or reflecting a state. Wait, what? Decadent. Hold on. Okay.
Decadent.
So, characterized by or reflecting a state of moral or cultural decline. Wow, I didn't know donuts could do that. Yeah. Marked by decay or decline. Well, thank you, Sway. Thank you.
Which I don't even know how they're made, but
I didn't know donuts were that influential to the United States economy. God damn. It's all the donuts' fault. Thanks, Obama and Krispy Kreme.
I think I eat donuts once every 2 years or something like that, if I even eat them at all. because I just, they're not something I should be eating in my diet, that when I'm as old as I am, I'm about to be 42 years old, I shouldn't be eating donuts, but anyway, no, I didn't hear about Krispy Kreme going to McDonald's. That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, I didn't hear the context, but it's funnier out of context.
Oh, McDonald's has pizza, right? It's going to be some shitty, bad version. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be anything good. It's going to be a crappy knockoff of, probably shitty stuff, So I'm not too interested in getting Krispy Kreme donuts from my local McDonald's. I'm lucky if I go to my local McDonald's and get anything edible to begin with. And now we're going to talk about getting Krispy Kreme donuts there.
Yeah, he might have used it correctly. I just want it to be the out of context thing. I'm not holding that against him.
Well,
there's plenty of other things I hold against him.
We've done all the shout outs so far. So if any other contributions come in, I will shout them out. But in the meantime, guys, if you could tag me in chat.
Bro,
Let's see
really?
what you guys want to talk about?
But this whole podcast was just crying about Baldur's Gate, and now we just do shout outs. That's literally it.
And go from there. Whoops. I opened the screen. I didn't mean to open. I was trying to refresh this screen, and it glitched. What did I do? Okay, hold on.
$2 Canadian and 79 cents from Big Stinky 669. DSP is his own biggest fanboy, tears of joy.
That is true. That is true. But, you got to be your own biggest fan. Thank you, Big Stinky.
Remember, DSP bought hotel suites THST could accommodate 8 people but didn't let anyone use the extra bed. No wonder people hated it.
Legit? I didn't know that was true.
Philip. Whatever you don't eat, you're a French fry grease sweat tire and piping smut of a wife.
Hey! Well, I mean, that is technically true, yes. She's gonna...
Okay.
She is the real food disposal unit.
Okay. So if any other contributions come in, I'll shout them out. But in the meantime, let's see what you guys want to chat. Washington. That's pretty...
Okay. What's the first question?
Butter says there was a Krispy Kreme in Tacoma when he lived in Washington. That's pretty far away from me, Tacoma. It's pretty darn far.
Yeah, you can get it DoorDash.
There's one there, but I've never seen one in my local area here, Seattle area. It's re-upping the membership for 6 months, as I missed when we didn't run ads, but now it helps us.
It helps us?
I know it helps us. Huh? Yeah, so basically, if you remember, I didn't used to run any ads on my streams at all. If I did, it was a rare thing. Once or twice a stream, I would manually run. But then I would sit here and I would overly advertise to you, and people all complained. And they said, Phil, if you could stop advertising as much, would you run, it doesn't matter if you get sponsors, you run ads. In fact, people were saying, yeah, please run ads. They were actually saying,
really?
Hey, Phil, please run.
Imagine how annoying your begging has to be for people to prefer to watch ads instead. Please, dude, please give me some ads. Just shut the fuck up about being a content curator and a crowd-funded individual. Please, I just want some ads.
Ads. And I was like, you're asking me? They were like, yeah, monetize us. Literally, that's what they would say. Monetize us. You're going on.
Yeah, monetize me, Dad. Monetize me.
So I started doing it, and then
monetize me harder.
Auto running of ads, so it does it by itself. Okay, so that's what I've had on for months. And if you haven't noticed, I'm not really advertising that much anymore. I mean, maybe a couple of times a stream, I'll say, hey guys, contribute if you can, or if we have a really slow stream, I'll bring it up. I'm trying my best to really reduce the amount that I advertise on my stream. I know how obnoxious it is, and as people...
he means begging, by the way, by saying advertise. What are we advertising? What, do you have a series of products that you want to shill or advertise? No, it's just advertising, giving him money for the tips goal.
Have made point. If people want to contribute...
He just doesn't want to say beg, because then he admits being an e-beggar, even though he's admitted many times being an e-beggar.
They're going to figure out how to do it, or they're just going to ask... Right? They're not going to say, we need to be reminded 17 times a day that you can contribute. People are going to figure it out. Right? So I stopped doing that, but the ads are running. And I'll be honest, I make a few bucks on the ads. It's not a giant difference from when I didn't.
So is it worth annoying people to the point where they have to constantly complain about the amount of ads they've watched on your stream? It sounds like it's not.
But at the same time, it helps.
Oh, but at the same time, it also makes a difference, even though it's just a few bucks. Sure.
I get, especially on a big premiere stream when there's a lot of people here on a big premiere day. Typically, I'll get some extra ad revenue on a stream like that's monetized. It's not a ton, but it does help. Okay. And I apologize for those who are like, oh, I don't like these ads. All right. I don't like ads either. I think ads suck. I don't like
now Now he's gonna tell you to buy YouTube Premium. Just watch. Just watch.
Ads in my face, I strongly recommend you get YouTube Premium. All right, I'm gonna tell you again. I know, I swear to you, I'm not paid by YouTube to advertise YouTube Premium, but
you are though. You are though. Tell us why.
I really like the service, and I will tell you guys about things I actually do really like that I pay for. So with YouTube Premium, just listen to all the features you get. Number one, no ads anywhere.
I'm not okay, so I'm not paid by them, but I'm gonna advertise them directly the way that they would tell me to advertise them if they actually paid me. So I'm actually doing the ad for free.
Done.
Sounds good to me.
From the site as if they don't exist, but the person who's running the ads gets credit as if you watched.
There we go.
Every time you watch one of my streams, if you have YouTube Premium, you're helping out this channel. Thank you for that. Okay? Number two, you can actually listen to YouTube minimized. And I do this all the time.
You can do all of this on YouTube Revance that I use that is absolutely free.
I'll have music playing, and I'll just minimize YouTube, and it'll play in the background, and I can hear it. I can listen to it when I'm in a shower. I have, tunes playing, right? It's pretty neat. I really like that about it. And again, no ads, no intrusive ads. So you can just have it playing endlessly like a playlist of music on YouTube, and it's like listening to a radio station, which is really neat. You can download videos ahead of time to your device and listen to them or watch them later.
You can easily do that with any third-party site. MP3, MP4, you can do that on your phone.
Even without an internet connection. So you're able to mobilely watch videos ahead of time, which is really, really cool. Okay? Now, that's just some of the features I've actually mentioned recently. For those of you who like this podcast and you said, why don't you have it available on other formats like on iTunes or whatever? If you get YouTube Music, you can subscribe to this podcast, and it comes to
just shilling everything
as if you had one of those other services. And if you have YouTube Premium, you get a free subscription to YouTube Music. You get ridiculous amounts of music on there. That's just a few of the features. Some people have told me, I guess, for your first month when you become a YouTube Premium member, you also get a free membership to a YouTube channel. I haven't confirmed that. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but it may be worth a look if you look into it. So basically, give it a look. And again, I recommend it. It's not that expensive. I think depending on where you live, it's anywhere from like $10 to $20 a month. I think here.
Yeah, $10 to $20 a month is a lot for YouTube Premium that you can also get for completely free using a third-party service.
It's like $16 a month.
Yeah, no. If you can get it for free, paying anything for it is a ripoff. That's kind of just like business 101.
For every month, it's why we're able to do shows like DSP Reacts, DSP versus the Internet, or the new Retro React show, and see no ads because I have that service, and it's just super duper good. Okay, the Blim says, "I've got it. If I download your podcast and I listen to it later, do I get revenue?" It's a good question. I think,
bro, if you want him to get revenue, just send him a fucking tip or something. Why you care so much if this guy gets revenue or not?
I think because all of that is enabled through YouTube Premium, I think the answer is yes. I can't confirm that. I don't work at YouTube.
No.
All right. But
answer is probably no.
Yes, I will benefit from it in some way because the only way you can access that stuff is by having YouTube Premium. So they're going to factor in that. And I think like if you subscribe to the podcast on YouTube Music and you're at least listening to it in some form, I think I get credit for it. I can't confirm that. I don't work with them, but I would think that I would get credit for it, right? Okay. So anyway, yeah, I'm sorry that ads annoy you guys, but I do strongly recommend that you get YouTube Premium. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So pay for it.
I received a $10 tip.
Who is it from?
Oh. Okay, so hold on. It's 1 Minute Man.
Whoa.
He has an update on the Asterian situation, I believe. Let's see what he has to say. Thank you for the $10 tip.
This sucks so much.
So far, it is. Let's get him on the leaderboard.
This is such bullshit. Oh my god, you guys, it's 1 Minute Man. He didn't leave me.
Okay, so he says, I rewatched your segment from a few days back, the I Got Robbed segment where Asterian stole my stuff. He says, I wanted to find out why you didn't get an option for a happy ending and avoiding frustration. It turns out you locked yourself out of that conversation with Asterian like you did with Saravok in part 42 of the playthrough.
Imagine being this cuck.
Okay. 25 minutes, 46 seconds in, I chose option 1. All right, what do you need? All right. Expresses agreement in this context. When you went back on your word and you didn't help him, you pissed him off. If you had chosen option 2, you can't finish the ritual, you'll kill all these people, you would have been given the opportunity to persuade Asterion. That would still be in your party. Nobody dies except Cazador, and all prisoners go free to live in the Underdark. Everyone in your party is proud of Asterion, a really happy and satisfying outcome. Wow. So just think about that. Because of an arbitrary conversation choice that I made in part 42 of a 133-part playthrough, some, 100 hours later, that choice is somehow remembered by the game engine, and I'm screwed out of having a happy ending.
So that should be a good thing because there's continuity to your choices, right?
Who would have even thought, back then that you're not understanding what you're saying or that it has any repercussions or what it means, right? Right? So, yeah, that's kind of, I'll be honest, I think that's kind of...
I remember when Elden Ring first came out, and some people were so dedicated into like actually keeping track of the storyline and the characters because the game doesn't actually log them, that they were taking notes, and I thought that was awesome. That people were so invested and immersed and interested in finding out what's going on, so they would take notes in like a notebook of where a character is, what is happening to them, and all that stuff. And it's like, this what makes gaming great. And now this guy is like, well, I didn't even care about it, dude. I didn't even know. Who would know?
Really? That you're locking yourself out of content later for something you did early in the game. Okay? Anyway, I received another $10 tip, of course, from 1 Minute Man. And he continues on with this. He says, in conclusion, the dialogue would allow for Asterion to actually have a very positive and satisfying character arc, which would make him a better and mature person. Your choice of dialogue brings out the worst in him, so you end up losing a useful companion, and worse because he has your good stuff, which rightfully belongs to him. I disagree. He has been fighting alongside you, putting his life on the line. You expect him to leave butt naked? No, I think, like I said, there should be an option to hash it out. Either he keeps it all, you keep it all, or there's a compromise option, or you fight for it, as I explained last week when we went over that. If I were him, I would have left you nothing. Maybe there's a lesson to be learned. Be careful how you talk to people. Choose your words carefully. You may lose someone important to you in life. That's how it works. Fair enough. Maybe it's a life
He would
lesson,
know all
or
about
maybe
that.
It's just a really annoying, arbitrary line early in the game that you have.
Oh, look at this. Bro, I don't think you should be talking all that trash to the guy who is almost personally responsible for making sure that you still have a roof above your head and food in your fat wife's mouth.
The game. But, well...
Yeah, maybe you're a fucking idiot. I don't know.
Thank you very much, 1 Minute Man. I appreciate that this morning. Okay. Okay. It's not early. 42 hours into a 140-hour game is not early. It's not even a third into the game when you're making that choice, right? Dark and Terry says, just want to say your second Dark Souls 3 run's one of the most underrated playthroughs of...
Bro, who fucking gives a fuck?
Then I decided to do the hour-long because I kind of understood the game much better. Lazel at the end. Basically, you don't lose her. The tip total needs an audit. Oh. Correct. It should be 26, right?
He got so rattled by 1 Minute Man coming back that he forgot to update the
1 Minute
leaderboard.
Man tips, and we had the Super Snow Carl Turbo HD Remix tip. Thank you.
It's such a dented ass pre-stream, dude.
But remember, he's not a shill.
He is not a shill, unless, it helps him out.
Thank you for correcting me.
$2 Canadian from Boat Night. Welcome to the circus of values, clown face.
Yes, he has values. But speaking of values, think of all the value you get out of buying YouTube Premium.
It's bad that the game remembers all your choices.
Yes, it shouldn't do that. In-depth RPGs that are narrative and story and character driven should not do this.
$5 from Black Mage 666. This is so telling about how he thinks interpersonal relationships work.
But that's
a space alien.
Dude, he literally happened to him in real life, dude. He failed so many speech checks, and he was so inconsistent with the way that he treated people that they all just left him. And now it's happening to him in a video game, and he's calling it out as being bullshit.
Okay.
Okay. I guess you agree, Phil.
I'm sure. Tub says you can lose every single party member if you don't pay attention. I'm sure that's the case. I'm sure, like, each character has arcs, right? where you could do a wrong thing and then they'll leave or die, right?
But Howard was never a member of his party. He was like an acquaintance. He was an
672
NPC.
You should try new churros from Subway. They taste like old Wonder Bread covered in cinnamon. I don't know if that's a slam or if that's a compliment. Old Wonder Bread, like the old style of Wonder Bread, and you think that's good, or old moldy Wonder Bread. Right?
Wait. The funniest part of this was the bald spot flash. I want to see that.
The old style of Wonder Bread, and you think that's good, or old moldy Wonder Bread.
God damn. It's like the trenches in World War I. You got just spaces of land that's been decimated and there's nothing left. That's what his hairline looked like.
Right?
Right.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking about your hairline.
Something. The last thing I think about when I go to Subway is eating a churro. Don't they have like a bunch of shit now that they're doing that's really weird? Don't they have like a giant foot-long cookie? I think they do. I think they have a foot-long cookie now too. Like they're basically doing everything that they could bake in their oven.
Wait, we were talking about your hairline, bro. What are you talking about? Cookies and well, I guess we just default to food. Imagine that his head was like a sandwich shop and half the chairs were missing and some chairs were just sitting there without tables. That's his hairline.
That Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is likely going to return as a late night stream once we wrap up Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon. Those must finish, and then we can reshuffle the schedule around. I definitely want to play more Dragon.
And the cops are pulling out outside. You can hear the sirens.
Dogma 2.
There's a detractor that tried to break in through the gated community.
I want to do a co-op playthrough with my wife, right? I probably will bring back Final Fantasy VII. The thing is, I don't want to do all RPGs, so that's why I'm thinking of doing like maybe Alone in the Dark.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing a skip.
You get one of their Market Fresh sandwiches. And the only other Arby's in my area is like over half an hour driving distance away. And it's basically like way too expensive to get it delivered. Like they really jacked up the prices for no reason. So it's like, do I want to drive a half an hour to eat Arby's, or do I want to pay an exorbitant amount of money to eat Arby's? No. So I haven't had Arby's in years. The Bloom says, yesterday's suggestion about the split between you covering topics and playing games and types of games you're playing and how it splits the audience was a really interesting segment.
No, it wasn't. It was just validation talk. It's something that he told you a million times he wants to do and he's determined to do, and he got somebody write him a couple of paragraphs to validate that. And then he said, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're making a good point, dude.
If you don't know what we're talking about, so yesterday someone had said, well, actually it was 2 days ago. It was when we did Suggestion Box. Someone had said the following. When you play games, all right, the majority of people seem to want to see you play games. The problem is no one agrees on the game. So when you play an RPG, that audience shows up. When you play a fighting game, they show up, but then they're split. For the people who want to see you do non-gaming, like this podcast or something on my React channels or a special event, they're unified in just wanting to hang out. They just want to spend time with me and have some personal conversation or whatever. So because they're unified, those experiences feel different, right? It feels like more people are engaged in it. How is it that whenever I do a random gaming stream, it's very hard to retain an audience or get people excited? But if I do a random late night chill stream, tons of people show up and engage in support. Right? So I think that's what it is. That's a good point. There are unifying times. For example, if I play a new GTA game.
For example, if you get a huge emergency segment, everybody is unified and they send you money, basically. That's the only time his audience is unified, when something really bad happens to him and he spends hours complaining about it. So they just give up and give him money.
If I play a new FromSoft game, like for example, everyone's going to want to see me play the DLC for Elden Ring. Well, can you imagine right now if I made this statement, I have decided against playing the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC for Elden Ring. I'm skipping it entirely. I'm never playing it. People would go crazy. Like, what the fuck? What is wrong with you? No, we've been waiting for this. How dare you fucking cheat us out of this entertaining, gameplay and stream? You're an asshole. Which I would respond, well, how dare you insult me on my stream? Now I permanently ban you, and I would lean in manual ban. But luckily, I'm not going to say that. I actually am going to play it, right? But that's the thing. Like, I really feel like there's unifying things in gaming, but a lot of the times the audience is completely split. And because of that, you can't, like they say, you can please some of the people all of the time, but you can't please everybody.
Yeah.
It's just not possible.
Some president said that or something.
In the case of me doing non-gaming stuff.
Or maybe it was like John Cena or Hulk Hogan.
Like have a podcast. during a marathon, you're like hanging out with me, and you have a little, we're drinking, we're chilling, right? We're having a good time. Oh, I'm gonna do feasting with Phil. We're just hanging out and trying food. I'm rating it while we talk, and I eat like an idiot on camera. It's fun stuff. It's different, and people like that, and that unifies the audience in a way who's into that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I think that was a valid, very valid point the other day. Dark Gaming says there's no side content for Ichiban in Chapter 13. If you beeline the story, you'll finish that chapter tonight. Then we will. Let's finish Chapter 13 and Like a Dragon tonight. That'll get us into the final chapter. And I feel like the Hawaiian team, Ichiban's team, is good.
No.
And then once we're done with that, use those to build up a couple weapons. And so it's not a lot. I'm cheater. He looks everything up. Dark Gaming, I don't have that much.
This little like weird twitching he does when he's looking at chat is so weird, because this dude is like tweaking out all the time. He never stops moving. Just look at him. It's like,
How does Dark Gaming
look at this.
It's not a lot.
After he stops talking, between the time he starts talking again, is just like weird, like almost, I don't even know how to describe it.
I have Dark Gaming. I don't have that much.
Just shaking the head.
How does Dark Gaming know this stuff? Because he's a dirty, rotten cheater. He looks everything up, and he spoils for everybody. That's how. Oh, my God. Did I not already explain this? Oh, I just got asked again what games are going to replace when we finish these games this week.
Oh, my God, no.
You ready? Dragon's Dogma 2 is definitely coming back. I want to balance that with another different type of game, so we're not playing too many RPGs. I'm strongly considering Alone in the Dark.
I'm strongly considering a skip.
Empty spots, and
Everybody agrees with me, and I'm going to do it.
we're going to try to figure out what to do the DLC in jail, right? And it's like, where are you? Where are you, Phil? There's more guys to kill, to blast with your magic, and I'm not there.
I'm not there either.
I got lost.
It's a nice, refreshing sip. Seltzer
Yes,
water.
I saw King of Kong. I have seen that movie.
King
liked
of
it.
Kong?
I liked it, but I don't even know if it's valid anymore, because I think those records have already been broken, and then they negated all the Billy Mitchell records. Now they're claiming that they could be valid again. Like, who gives a shit? At this point, it's so stupid and convoluted. I don't even care about it, right? Favorite game of the year so far? I honestly don't even know. I really don't even know. You know, we'd have to sit down and look at the games that I've played and finished, or at least played enough of. I don't even feel like right now, if you say what's game of the year,
Okay, so this is a nothing. So we get to skip. It's a nothing out of 10.
okay, is there anything else you guys would like to discuss before we look to adjourn the show and jump back into Baldur's Gate 3 and try to find this goddamn spear?
Really?
Which probably doesn't exist. I really feel like Karlak is screwed now.
Wow, this podcast was like nothing. Like literally nothing. He started off immediately crying about Baldur's Gate 3. That's all he wanted to do. And then we just got some shout outs, and now we're doing like a placeholder Q&A.
Ryukin, what's going on? Is it what's your favorite job class in Like a Dragon? You know, what's funny about Like a Dragon is I feel like in the first one, there were job classes that maybe had like one utility and weren't that good. But in this one, almost every job class has the same style. Like every job class has a move that is a great area of effect. Every job class has a move that absorbs the element of your weapon. Every job class has a move that breaks guard, excuse me. So because of that, they almost all feel kind of universal. Although admittedly, some are better for like overall, out of all the ones, I would say Desperado's really cool. Because not only do you have cool gun attacks, but also that the lasso, and you can like break guard, swing people around, and everything. Attacks that all hit a giant area and get of Gollum. No. No. It's like, I have enough of a hard time. I have enough of a hard time. All right. Juggling good games. I don't have time for bad ones at this point in my career. Okay,
At this point in my career, dude, come on, stop taking yourself so seriously.
At one point, I played like every game. I just don't have time for it anymore. What? 1 Minute Man has tipped another
Whoa.
$5.
He's making up for
He
yesterday.
has maybe some suggestions about the spear situation. Let's see. Excuse me.
I have a suggestion for his current life status situation, and that it should end.
Okay. He says, sorry, it was part 122. Was it the dialogue choice you're talking about? If that's the case, then that makes more sense. As for the mission spear, you're not the first to experience something like this. It seems AoE scan, looting, or move dead body could help solve the problem. You already mentioned where it might be. If you had tried, maybe you could have avoided today's rant. No, I should rant anyway. I should get off my...
Oh, look at him. Look at him talking back to 1 minute, man. Hey, you want to be respectful to your dad.
The problem that shouldn't
Who
exist
supported you more than your real dad.
in the game. Anyway, you can beat the Elder Brain without Karlach. Don't panic. Personally, if the spear was important to me, I would have reloaded the fight. But that's the thing. I don't want to redo the fight. It's already
1 minute man got too much of an attitude nowadays.
No one wants to see me redo it. I don't want to redo it.
He's acting like a detractor. Maybe he's been watching too many videos by detractors.
Reloading is not always the situation. You know, not always the solution. Sometimes you got to live with what happens in the game, and I'm not going to reload. I'm going to see what happens. Do you know you can pick up and carry and throw NPCs? If someone doesn't follow you, try picking them up. It can be both useful and hilarious in certain situations. That's funny. So that's exactly what you do in Dragon's Dogma 2. You just pick anybody up and toss them around. Didn't we figure that out early on? I think we did, right? Didn't Karlach throw somebody? I think that did happen early on in the playthrough, and I just kind of completely forgot about it, actually. No Tango Dinero just did a super chat and said this super chat is sponsored by Arby's. There you go. Arby's, we have the meats. That was their slogan, at least for a little bit. I don't know if it still is, right? I received a $1.50 tip from Anso Kamaru. You mentioned the open world and Rebirth started to feel boring and samey. While I disagree on the boring statement, I was definitely feeling burnout after 100%ing the second area. You'll be glad to know there is a massive chunk of streamlined story for a few hours, then a small bit of open world, then another massive chunk of story for a while. It breaks up the samey open world stuff. It's definitely going to be in my top 3 game of the year. I also emailed
It's definitely going to be my bottom 3 podcast of the year.
90% of the people in the stream chat would just be sitting here making lewd sexual comments about the protagonist.
Ah, yes.
It's like, do I really want to run a stream that becomes that? No. You know,
Why do you run a stream where your audience is just horned up 24/7? And you're also the least horny guy to exist, to the point where you're like anti-horny.
been there, done that.
How does that make any sense?
10, 15 years ago when I used to do that kind of dumb shit in my commentary, I have completely moved away from that style of content. I don't want my content to be like that.
But bro, you don't realize that you can play a game that features sexy people without talking about having sex with them constantly and abusing them sexually? You know that is a thing, right?
So I don't want to play a game where it's a 10, 15-hour game of action, and every time I look at the chat, I can't engage with anyone because everyone's just like fucking drooling, you know?
I don't know. It sounds to me like you have too low of an opinion of your audience. And I mean, that is the right opinion because they're idiots. But of course, you probably don't want to make that clear to everybody.
So I'm probably not going to play it. No, Bubonic Plague, that guy, he says maybe you could have picked up the NPC that glitched and in the steel watch. Was the steel watch
No.
tool?
No, just give it up.
The Dark Anteri says, any thought about doing a react to your yearly best of gaming list you make at the end of the year? It would be interesting if you still agree with your lists.
Any thought of doing a react of your top 10 racism compilations to point out that you're not racist anymore and that they were all jokes and to debunk those pesky side scrollers?
Well, we did do last year a fun tier maker where I ranked all of my game of the year and game runner-up picks in the history of me doing YouTube. Remember? I re-ranked the games to say what games still held up in the modern day and which games did not. But that was only the top 2. We've never done a formal React stream to that. That could be basically something we could maybe do for Retro React over on DSP Throwback. Could work. The only bummer about that is that my earlier years when I did it, I always used copyright music. Because remember those first few years, I didn't monetize it.
Oh, and of course.
So
It's the music's fault again.
What essentially is going to happen is my React gets demonetized. And if it really is licensed music with lyrics and shit, like I remember one year, like my countdown had that song Relax, Don't Do It or whatever. Laser beams, laser beams. So if it plays, it might mute my stream. My whole stream might get shut down. So it would be kind of tough to do, but I have to figure it out, I guess.
No, don't do it.
Hidalgo says you should
Don't do anything.
throw all of the bodies around Gortash's room to look Gaming says, I look forward to the react of your Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough later on your channel this year. No, absolutely not. Maybe in another decade we'll go back and re-explore, but that's about it. It'll be cool to see me finish Divinity Original Sin 2 now. No, absolutely not. We're never doing that. Never. I've already deleted the game and thrown it out. No game news today. I checked. I didn't really see much going on in the realm of game news. Some horrible disaster news today about a bridge accident in like Baltimore and stuff like that, but no game related news, so nothing to really talk about. And guys, thank you for allowing me to vent about this kind of stuff.
But nobody fucking allowed you. You just made the show all about that. It's not like you asked people for their permission.
Appreciate it. I do. You know, that's one of the...
This like saying to your therapist, hey, thank you for allowing me to share my life with you. It's like, well, yeah, well, you didn't really ask, you know?
Points of the show.
They're weird.
To have an avenue to vent about this kind of stuff. I still appreciate Baldur's Gate 3. I still like the game. I understand why people like it as much as they do and would say it's game of the year. But I call out flaws when I see them, and this game has a lot of them. All right, especially this third act has been a mess in places. What's up, X-Shooter? Good to see you today. Keanu says, oh, when Baldur's Gate 3 finishes, we'll have time to play the Grinch again. Yes, we can bring back the Grinch playthrough, of course. First thing on my mind.
Oh, yeah, I remember the Grinch playthrough was so good because during his Christmas stream, he used to play that. And that shit was so boring, I went to watch Amber Lynn Reed eat food and measure if I could have eaten the same amount of food in a day as well. That was a fun segment. I should go watch that fat bitch again. Let's check if she's still fat. It's gonna be an expedition.
Take that bridge to work every day. I use it frequently to get.
Spoilers, she's still fat.
Not anymore. That thing's gone, right? They got to rebuild the whole goddamn thing. Or what happened? For those who didn't hear, I guess there's like a giant freight boat crashed into a fucking bridge with people on it, and the whole bridge collapsed. So all these people got dunked in the water, and they're trying to save them and find them right now. It's like a fucking horrible mess. So, yikes.
Oh my god. A terrible tragedy happens and he says yikes. What the fuck, Burnell? What the fuck? Bro, yikes? Oh yeah, they got dunked in the water. Yeah, that shit sucks. Yikes. God damn it, bro.
Wow, 20 people are still missing in the water. That's terrible.
Wow, that's terrible. Yikes.
Seriously, that's something from a fucking horror movie, is it not?
But anyways, you guys, I lost my spear. Let's focus on what's really important here. I lost my spear.
That's a disaster movie. You would expect that. Not in real life. It's like, oh my god. Scale Scholar says, yes, in
Yikes.
The state is bisected by water. A lot of people rely on that particular bridge for commuting, so a lot of people's lives just got more complicated as they got to figure out how the heck they're going to get around. Wow. Terrible. Wow. Ernst says, yes, that bridge is extremely important for all
wow.
to and from the East Coast, and now it's all going to be screwed up. Shit. That's terrible, guys.
That's terrible, guys. This is like I'm watching like XQC react to this type of info. Like a legitimate like lobotomite. It's like, oh, chat is saying that the bridge fell. Whoa, yikes, guys. Yikes, chat. It's like Kai Cenat reacting to serious news. Wow, Chad, that's totally not Gat.
Anyway, all right, guys. Well, I think it's time.
Wow, that's a yikes moment, chat. Smash the like button.
I thank you all for chilling with me here today. Thanks for letting me vent. Hopefully today we resolve this, and I want to go right to the end game, and let's get to this brain and start smacking it around, right? Let's get those...
Yeah, man, let's focus on the real issues here on DSP Gaming.
Just back and forth. Slap back and forth. Right? Okay.
Yes, the guy Sinat.
Podcast, everybody. I appreciate you hanging out. Thanks for your early support of the stream.
Yeah, L's in chat for the bridge collapsing. That's a yikes moment, chat. Is it real?
Time to jump back into Baldur's Gate 3 Endgame. And of course, tonight, Like a Dragon Endgame. Tomorrow, perhaps we'll recap all of that and let you know how...
Oh, yes, please do. Please do.
Now with my new filters.
My new filters.
The disgusting sounds. so people aren't actually as like disgusted during my streams now. I guess that's a good thing. I mean,
guess.
you guys have at least reduced the amount that you vomit to only once or twice instead of like 7 or 8 times during one of my streams. That's an improvement, right? I'm very glad to hear that. Now you don't need barf buckets anymore. Now just a barf bag for when I stream. Excellent.
This guy is mega funny for
Very
real.
good.
Fur.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh man. Oh, you guys gotta clip this for the flathead segment because we get those. I love those. And the flathead meme has taken off. I'm very happy that people are enjoying it. I bought into that meme early. It was my meme investment, and it's paying off big time. I made billions off of it. So what are we gonna watch now? Are we gonna watch him fail at what was it, a mental age check type of video? Because he reacted to one of those. Let's see who got it. Does the Snortamaniac got it? Let's see this one first about Rich. So Rich used. Is it this one? It's this one. Yeah, it's this one. So Rich used the sock account pretending to be a woman called Michelle So Gucci. And he sent a $35 tip to his former boy, Jay, also known as Jay. And then he got busted real quick because you can see people's emails on PayPal. So this what happened.
Love the show and
Thank
think you're doing a great job. However, I think it's disingenuous that you said that Rich copied your humor. You said many times that you and Rich have similar humor and he had that humor before working with you. Why lie?
Okay, Sundar, I love you, boy. This TTS is much worse than you are. I appreciate what you do. I appreciate all the work you put into scamming people out of their money and also reading the TTS from my chat. Because this is something else, bro. This gave me like a brain damage, permanent style.
Yeah, I didn't lie. I don't know about the part. I never said that Rich stole my humor. I said that Rich and I developed all the humor.
And it's also like Rich accusing Jay of stealing his humor is like a homeless man calling another homeless man a broke ass.
Together. So, just to clear that up. I never said Rich stole anything from me. But I appreciate the support, by the way. Seriously. Says he loves the show. I appreciate that. But no, honestly, it's fine. He's not trolling. He's just saying, why would I lie? I never, ever said Rich stole any of the humor, just to be clear. No, don't give the guy shit in the chat. Seriously, Mike. Gucci, thank you. I appreciate the support. And
yeah, this is a good way to address it, though. I got to give credit to Jay. This is how you take the high road.
To get around this. Rich and I have the same sense of humor. There's some things I made up. There's some things he made up. And sometimes you're going to see some of the same humor on both shows.
Oh, yeah, he's wearing a onesie. I saw people clowning him for that on Twitter because he's wearing a onesie.
I don't know what to say about that. But I'm not stealing anything from him. He didn't steal
Even though it's just like a stream gimmick. I've done more embarrassing things on my stream.
anything from me, and that's the end of it.
Way more embarrassing things. God damn. But at least there was like alcohol involved. Because at some point, as long as there's alcohol involved, you can let a lot of things slide.
Saying that you love the show and you think I'm doing a great job. But
is how the logic I use to cope with it.
Ever anywhere that Rich copied my humor. So thank you for that.
And now we get the vibe check. We get the PayPal verification segment. Wait, chat, is this real?
Are you kidding me? Hang on a second.
And also, you got to appreciate that he still has the hat underneath the onesie. That's some dedication to your gimmick.
Okay. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
How did they know it was Rich? Well, his email popped up in the PayPal. Because Rich sent him a tip.
I have to look into this, though.
And Rich definitely did not deny doing that.
Oh, brother. I just want to say something. When you guys donate through the tips, it tells me who it is. And I need to look into who did that $35 donation. But again, if it is what I think it is, that's hilarious, dude. Just really? That's what's going to happen here? Oh, brother.
I don't know why this clip is so long. Maybe he talks about other stuff in it.
Why did you not go on a show with Rich when Rich went on the Loco podcast? He's awful. But if you had nothing to hide, why they'd going on a stream with...
Oh man, this is a terrible TTS. I hate this.
Wouldn't it be better to clear the air with him there?
Nope. Again, I already I said my piece about that. By the way, thanks for the money. I mean, that's pretty funny.
Restart the stream.
$2 from strawberry_jam. The Baltimore Bridge is like Job from the Bible.
Yeah, because Job in the Bible lost his spear in the video game. And that's also what happened with the bridge, apparently.
Double cheeseburger with well-done fries, or Mexican burrito with chips and queso? I need dinner help.
Burrito, definitely. Get some chimichangas, too. I always get that combo, and it fucking bangs, man. It kills me.
Jostler,
that shit slays.
I don't know what I don't know how anyone thinks it's smart to donate money and then say things like that. I don't know. But I already talked about that already. There's not
I mean, I guess that's it, man, because this shit boring the life out of me. Let's see what else we got. I think Snort Hogan might have the one with the age check thing, because that was... Oh, so we got 0 contributions. I wanted to see this one because I saw a brief moment of it on Twitter, and it was something. It was definitely something.
And likely we're pushing towards the end of chapter 13. Let's see how far we can get tonight. Okay, good time to say to everyone, thanks, you've been a great audience. I've been streaming for an hour and a half.
Every time he says it's been a great audience, I get reminded of Jimmy from South Park. When he tried to do stand-up, and he always ended it by saying, what a great audience. This is it.
Jimmy, thank God, get in here. Bone again, just try and make me laugh. Oh, I don't think that'll be hard. I've been working on my routine. Okay, let me have it. Okay, try this one on for Thor. Why did the pigeon cross the road? Okay, why? Because it was having sex with the chick. Because it was having sex with the chick. Because it was having sex with the... It was having sex with the chicken. No, see? Something's wrong. I'm not laughing. Wow, what a great audience.
That's basically it. Oh, you guys have been a great audience. And they're not laughing either. The DSP dents, they're not laughing at all.
I received 0 contributions.
Except Jimmy doesn't say that.
Not a single super chat, not a single super thanks, not a single membership, not a single gifted membership, and not a single tip. I think you guys can understand why I can't do side content in this game. We're done with it. You understand? Like, I like the game a lot. For whatever reason, with insane amount of other RPGs in you know, competition with this one, it can't survive. It sucks that that's the case, but I don't know what else to tell you guys, you know? This is reality. Is that this game, I really like it. I've played it as much as I could, but it's got to go to make room for other things people want. So, it is what it is, guys. All right? Okay, cool. What's hilarious is a dumb troll who's now banned just said in the chat, no one saw it. That's because you're boring. All you do is complain. I literally haven't complained once tonight about anything. We're leveling. I'm talking with you guys, having a good time. There's been 0 complaining. You're just a dunce. So, kiss my ass. All right.
Wait. What was that toxicity about? Hold on.
Just said in the chat, no one saw it. That's because you're... All right? Okay, cool. What's hilarious is a dumb troll who's now banned just said in the chat, no one saw it. That's because you're boring. All you do is complain. I literally haven't complained once tonight about anything. We're leveling. I'm talking with you guys, having a good time. There's been 0 complaining. You're just a dunce. So, kiss my ass.
You're just a dunce. Kiss my ass. And then he just leaves. Was that supposed to be a mic drop moment or something? I'm not exactly sure what happened here. We're just crying about getting 0 contributions. Then we call somebody a dunce. And then we leave. That's asserting dominance, as they call it in alpha male tutorial videos that I definitely don't watch. I watched the Sigma male ones because obviously it's better.
I just thought of something really ironic.
Oh, now he's gonna shit on the guy again because he's salty, got no money. What is the ironic thing, Phil? Share it with the rest of the class.
Is it ironic that a game called Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is literally the game where I've made the least ever playing it?
You know what? This is actually ironic. I gotta give it to him. This is actually ironic.
It's true. It's true. It's absolutely 100% true. At this point, I'm playing it because I'm a fan of it, and and to hang out with you guys. But I've actually had the absolute worst performing streams ever playing this game in my entire history as a content creator on the internet. It's pretty funny. Infinite Wealth. All right. I'll be right back. I'm gonna pee, and then we'll continue. Okay, ready? Let's keep going. I mean, we've been making great progress. I want you to understand, guys, I'm not complaining when I say stuff like that. I thought it was super ironic. The name of the game is Infinite Wealth, and it's been...
I'm not complaining. I'm just raising awareness to something that I dislike, which is also known as complaining in certain circles, but we choose not to have this definition, okay? That sounds good to me.
Literally the opposite. But I have so much fun hanging out with you guys and playing games like this. I'm gonna always keep these kind of games in the rotation, the fan favorites, from us, the core. I know you guys,
the fan favorites.
You're the guys who come out and hang out with me no matter what I play, right? And that's why I'm continuing with this game.
Yeah, about that.
Keep in mind, there were people.
Isn't the core audience supposed to be the most dedicated and supportive audience for pretty much anything? Because, some games are niche games that appeal to a core audience that keeps buying them, and that's why they make those games.
People not even recommending, but demanding that I stop playing this game within a week of starting it.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty messed up, but people are how they are, and they like what they like. Okay, let's continue on. Chapter 13, the big showdown in District 5.
Sure thing, dude. The big showdown. I can't wait to catch up on all this gaming progress. So we got... Oh, this is from today. So this is a very hot, recent clip. So you might want to check it out if you missed the first part of the stream. DSP says you have to ignore facts to think he sucks at... Oh, no. We're not doing this Street Fighter cope again. We're not doing it. Well, this is interesting. Hold on. Is this interesting? This is interesting.
I cried when they told me I'd already lost one.
So this video is called DSP Has Never Been Racist. He has the evidence, and you should reach out to Stuttering Craig so he can dunk on him or something.
My children? Huh? And now they were taking away another one, you understand?
For adoption. Here it comes. Or were they just selling them on the black market?
Oh! Here it comes. He even knows when the joke comes.
Oh! So now hold on a second here. Now I've got the evidence. I've had enough. Contact Stuttering Craig, that motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
Right, a year ago during his interview was trying to tell me that I was making a racist joke during a playthrough that I made. I literally just made the same exact joke about children on the black market in 2010, and that was 12 years prior. It's the same joke.
But that's the whole point. That's the whole point. And I agree. Contact Stuttering Craig, that motherfucker. Please do. Because the entire point of them showing him the slave trade segment, where it's like, oh, get on, boys. We're running the slave trade. We're selling it right off a profit. The whole idea of that is to show that after DSP spent the last 10 to 15 minutes telling him how much different he is from the person he was back then, he still makes jokes like this today. It's not because he was fucking racist. It's not because this or that. It's for that very same purpose. And he is here confirming that. He is confirming their point that they made.
It has nothing to do with racism. Stuttering Craig is just a fucking asshole. All right? He fucking had to pick that shit and try to pull a race card on me during an interview when it had nothing to do with reality. It's literally the same fucking joke 12 years before. I just reiterated it in a modern playthrough, and everyone said, oh, in 2022, you can't say that anymore. Well, there you go. 100% evidence, and it's with a white child, not a black child.
Oh, yep. You said it, though. You said it.
Fucking joke that I made.
So, okay, hold on. So the white kid goes to the black market, but the black kid goes to the slave trade? That's a moment.
All right. So there you go.
There, yeah.
Fucking evidence. I've had enough of that bullshit.
But this is evidence against you, Phil. You don't get that?
What was the name of the foster?
The evidence is that he's the same guy he was in 2010. That goes against everything he's been talking about for years. In the whole idea of the throwback channel that is used to basically debunk who he is now. Because he watches those videos to feel embarrassed about how he was back then. And to rewrite history and to justify his current behavior, comparing it to his past behavior and how much worse it was.
Family that adopted
You could call me an asshole. You could
I do.
call me an e-beggar.
I do.
You could call me irreverent. You could
well, no, not irreverent.
say that I've said awful things over the years, but the one thing you can never accuse me of is racism, because I've never been racist ever in my life.
Yeah, what about pork fried rice?
That's bullshit.
His name is
You're really very
Okay.
Shithouse.
I met them, you know. In the beginning, I used to go and see my little boy.
There we
When I
go.
got
What
sick.
a shitty time to split the part. Because if I didn't, it might have been too long for YouTube. But imagine if she said the name right there when I was splitting the part. That would have sucked ass.
Yeah, well, I don't know, bro. This is not the dunk you think it is. It really isn't. I think it might be Memology 101 that has it, where DSP fails at the whole, not this Memology, the DSP one.
These are the moments that would typically just be joyful by. But no, the genius that he is makes it a point like this, and then we sit here and dive deeper into it, further proving his degeneracy and racism. Never change, Phil.
Well, rest assured he won't. Don't worry about that.
Adam live in a mansion for free in Phil's head. You know he's been holding that in, wanting to go in on Craig for a year now.
But it's like, you can go in for like valid reasons. You don't have to reach this far, but I guess he wants to. Let's see if the DSP Reacts video of that is up. It might actually be. And that's the last one I wanted to do. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to do it today because it's too long and I should be going to bed because I got to work tomorrow. So Duty has it, but I think I watched Eviga react to it and it was like at least like a 10-minute video. Duty stream. Yeah, so he did like an age test, a mental age quiz that was basically, you know, a YouTube quiz. Yeah, it's a 12-minute thing, man. Because what I wanted to do is I wanted to have a spreadsheet of how he grades himself, how I would grade him based on what I think about him. And I wanted to do one for myself, answering for myself. And I wanted to keep score of that. And I don't have this ready right now, so that would take too long. And it's already like a 12-minute video by itself. So I'm just going to do it next time. The plot twist is that he forgot to keep the score, so nobody fucking knows what his score was in the end. So I'm going to do this next time. And I think this is it for today. I think I'm going to peace out right now. 1 Minute Man didn't show up yesterday, and DSP said something about it, about being concerned or not being concerned. I'm not exactly sure. Even though it was concerning to him, because this guy's been showing up more than, I don't know, more than everything. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care of yourself and show up next time. Show up on time so attendance is high. And yong out.
Fuck all you hoes! Detroit till I die, motherfucker!